What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Political Idiots. I like it. Hey, it's playoff Sunday. I think that, what is it, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are fixing to kick off against the, who are they playing? Oh, yeah, the LA Rams. And then we got Kansas City tonight against Buffalo. You can tell I got a different background. I'm in the new location. Of course, we're not done. Yes, got a bunch. But so much to talk about today. I love this music. Makes you want to dance, right? On a Sunday. Hey, I'm on this new diet. It's the fasting thing. I can't remember what it's called. It's the fasting thing. So I'm on it like a, what do you call it? 18-6. 6 hours of food and then 18 hours of nothing. Welcome to Political Idiots on a Sunday at 3:00. Now, listen to me. I know a lot of people are tuning in right now, and I'm going to let everybody get in. But this is the reason why we pulled this together is because we wanted to expose corruption, right? And what I want to do is this is about Michigan politics right now. Why am I talking so much about Michigan politics? Let me tell you. I have 3 sons. So everything that happens in the United States, including the elections over the next several years, are going to go through Michigan. It's going to happen that way. Now, if you're listening right now, I want to encourage you to remember that the audio of this podcast will be available shortly on Spotify, Apple, Google, and 30 other platforms across the audio-only platforms. If you're watching live, you can watch it on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Google. On YouTube. That's right. YouTube.com/Political Idiots. Now, that just got set up, and we're trying to go through some paperwork with YouTube. Man, having a YouTube channel and having it like legit is pretty tough. But I want everybody to come on and join in because today we're going to be talking about something very important. Some news broke this week in Michigan, right? So we're going to talk about that. And I've got receipts on everything. We're going to be talking, we're just going to be talking about a little bit of everything. I don't know why in the world this guy right here keeps showing up on my screen. Get it off the screen. Stop it. Hey, get it off my screen. So we're going to talk about Jon Rocha. And if you remember back when deer season was in Missouri, I left Michigan. I came to Missouri to spend deer season with my 3 sons, and I got called into town. I mean, I had to drive well over an hour to get to a Wi-Fi signal because I don't even have a cell signal at deer camp. I'm dead serious. I'm being honest with you. So I had to drive all the way back to the man cave to where I could get a signal big enough to explain to you everything that you needed to know about these Trump endorsements, Jon Rocha, what happened between me and John, and Michon Maddock. Well, they all just put their foot in their fucking mouths this week. Sorry for the language. I apologize, but you know how I am. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but it's just the way I talk. The way that I see politics in Michigan is if we don't start doing something, you don't start doing something, and the truth doesn't come out, as voters, you're not going to be able to understand exactly what's happening, and Michigan will continue on the path that it's been on for the last 20 years. Michon Maddox is a cancer. And she has infected all of these candidates that probably used to be good people. I'm not saying they weren't. As a matter of fact, when I met Jon Rocha for the very first time, he seemed like a great guy. We filed his FEC report, his initial report to file. Then we started to see the roller coaster of finances and everything that he began to, just lie from one end to the other on not only issues, but finances, locations, meetings. the involvement that he had with his uncle or has with his Uncle Joe at Jon Rocha Enterprises. Listen to what I'm telling you. Now he all of a sudden is showed up after the board of redistricting gave us the new map in Michigan. And I say us, you. I feel like I live there. I spend so much time there with my candidates, but they gave us the new redistricting maps. Jon Rocha obviously filed in District 87, Kalamazoo County. You can go to the Secretary of State's website and just look up Jon Rocha. That's where he filed. Now, before that, he was in a federal filee with the FEC, and he was running in the 6th district before redistricting against Fred Upton Jr. because Fred Upton Jr. had voted to impeach President Trump for January the 6th, which we all know President Trump had nothing to do with. But not only just that, Fred Upton Jr. was doing a lot of things. He was exporting his business, Whirlpool, into Mexico and into other countries because of cheap labor. And back then, back early in the spring of 2021, Rocha had a good message to run on. Now, he kind of ran into a juggernaut in Steve Carra, and I'm going to talk about him here in just a few minutes, but he still had a good message, and he really, honestly and truly had a campaign that was going to make him a politician and a good politician in Michigan for a long time. And then the spiraling out of control began. Exactly when he got in touch and utilizing Michon Maddock. Now, I remember, now, if you can go and do your own research, you can Google this or DuckDuckGo it, whatever you want to. Rocha was a part of helping raise money for the famous Marlena's the Marlena's Bistro, right? Raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. He was a part of that. If you look at it on GoFundMe, Rocha's name is right there as being a part of that. And Marlena is a great patriot. As a matter of fact, while I was in Michigan in the early spring, the MIGOP and Michon Maddock wanted to do with Fox 17, they wanted to do a live news conference on Marlena's restaurant's parking lot. And I remember John calling me and saying, Marlena's husband and her have all told the MIGOP, you're not coming on our restaurant parking lot. So the MIGOP and Michon had to go set up across the street to do a Fox 17 press conference on Marlena, who had been on Tucker Carlson many, many times. Now, I want to say this before I go any further. I believe Marlena is an incredible patriot. I believe she stood up for what was right, and she stood alone with shackles around her ankles and around her wrist. Jon Rocha, on the other hand, I would soon start to learn, was using this opportunity as an opportunist. I'm going to say that again. Jon Rocha was using this opportunity with Marlena as an opportunist, because not much longer after that, he called and told me that Marlena's husband had wrote him a check for $10,000. And I explained to him, I said, John, you're on unemployment. You have to call the unemployment office and report this gift of $10,000. And then we have to file it with the FEC, because it is not illegal for anybody to put their own money, as much as they want, into a federal campaign. And again, this was back in the spring of 2021 when Rocha was running in the 6th district against Fred Upton Jr. Now, this is where I start to get irritated. Right in the middle of that whole ordeal, we went to Hillsdale. And I introduced Jon, as you can see on your screen, at this event right here where he was speaking. And I met a lot of people there, people that I did not know. I just was there to introduce him. I wanted to hear Jon speak. I wanted to hear what his message was for running for United States House District 6 against Fred Upton Jr. We went over his notes. He raised some money there. He was a guest speaker. Nothing gone wrong, right? Little did I know, there was a whole lot of shit about to go on that was eventually going to come out in the public. The one thing about a terrible criminal is that they are absolutely pathetic at hiding their tracks. Have you ever met that just perpetuous liar that lies so much that he eventually just, you can't remember what the fuck he just said, and then he's got to say something else to cover up what he just said, and all of a sudden it never works. This is Jon Rocha. I remember that I took him and Audra Johnson, who was running in the 3rd District United States House against Peter Meyer before the redistricting, and we all met in the 9th District by Detroit at a church. And I had Jon and Audra sit together and talk about the infighting that was going on in Michigan. I started to see it myself. The Republicans were infighting with themselves, and it was not good. Everybody was blaming each other, saying that you're not a patriot, I'm not a patriot, you're this. Let me explain to you how this works. Being a patriot has nothing to do with a group of people that you are with, or a group of individuals that may have a club. But Rocha at that event absolutely destroyed Stand Up Michigan. You know, the Garrett Saldanos, the Tammy Clarks, the other whack job that has a video every once in a while who cries and sues everybody. Now, granted, I will give it to Rocha. He's a veteran. You're going to say, Adam, you're attacking a veteran. No, listen. I'm very well aware of these people who served our country, and I am thankful for their service. But being a veteran does not make you a good politician. Let me tell you who else is veterans. Peter Meyer, Adam Kinzinger, Crenshaw out of Texas, Swalwell out of California. Do I keep going? Senator Blumenthal. Just because you're a veteran doesn't make you a good politician. The 5 people I just mentioned lie to everybody's faces on a daily basis. I don't think Rocha started off that way, but this is where he's at now. So we all learned this week about the CNN audio that came out about Michonne, right? Where she threw President Trump. And I've been saying this for months. She is not pro-Trump. She is absolutely playing her cards. Have you ever seen the House of Cards on Netflix? She's playing her cards. She's got a connection to Trump. But she's absolutely playing her cards to stay in control and hold the Republican Party, in a sense, under her thumb in Michigan. We all heard what she said. She can't run. Hey, if you think that audio was bad, wait till you hear the audio that I have in a phone call with Michonne. That's on another show. Remember to comment and share wherever you're listening at. Doesn't matter. This is very important. Back to Rocha. After the Hillsdale, we went to several events together. One of them being the Young American for Liberty Conference in Orlando, Florida. I was on the road traveling with Audra Johnson. We were leaving the border in Del Rio, where Audra had taken several hours of video and pictures about the illegal immigration crisis that's going on in America under the Biden regime. And when we got to Florida, I knew something was wrong because I had been getting phone call after phone call after phone call about financial indiscrepancies about the Rocha campaign for the 6th district. So I made an appointment with Rocha to have dinner on August the 6th at Disney World. I can't remember the name of that steakhouse we ate at, but I had a witness there who was taking notes, and I let him go. Now, the conversation was cordial. He was frustrated. I was extremely frustrated, but we had a cordial conversation with each other. He told me at that dinner, after I had gotten what I needed to say out of the way, and he did, that he was going to be doing a citizens initiative bill that would basically bypass the governor's office, and that it would basically demand a forensic audit of the 2020 election, right, in Michigan. Now, you got to bear with me here because there's a lot that we got to go over. And he tells me that he is going to start raising money on this citizens initiative for his campaign. We get through with the conversation, and I get up from the table where we're at, and I'm heading to listen to Ron Paul speak. I'll never forget it. In the main auditorium. And I look over to my right, and I see an individual sitting down at a table with Steve Carra eating lunch or supper, excuse me. This guy right here, Republican of the Year, 2 years in a row at Hillsdale. This guy's name right here is John Smith. Most of you know who he is. I didn't really know him very well at all, other than I met him when Rocha spoke at Hillsdale. And then when we went to Florida, he was there. I actually stayed in the same villa with him, across the street and around the corner from Disney World. Let me tell you something about John Smith that most of you already know, but if you don't, I will give this to you. He's a triple felon. Yep, he's a triple felon. He's got sticky fingers, felony theft, felony child support. Who's this starting to remind you of? Oh, wait. So when I meet John Smith, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is going to be a representative of Hillsdale. He's a secretary of Hillsdale Republicans. How in the hell can you be the secretary of Hillsdale Republicans when you can't own a gun, you cannot vote, and you're a triple felon? That doesn't keep Jon Rocha back at all. Not at all. So stuff started to come in, right? Things started to come in, started to happen. People started to ask questions. They started texting me. I had a non-disclosure agreement with Rocha. I wasn't going to say a thing until after the election, until he broke it. And I had to confirm this by 3 different people. So Rocha's running as the 6th District United States House. And then he leaves on August 6th from Orlando. He actually leaves early, 2 days early. He goes back and he's getting ready for a big fundraiser that's going to take place in Allegan County, in Allegan, at a place called Robinson Manor, where he raised a ton of money. I was told around $8,000 to $10,000 cash. There was somebody else there that I want you to know at that event. You're going to recognize this guy. You see this guy on the left-hand side? That's the sheriff of Berry County. His name's Dara Leaf. Now, I have a past with Dara. Not a bad past, But I called Dara because he endorsed Thomas Norton for District 3 against then my candidate, Audra Johnson. Now, if you know anything about Tom Norton, he's a fucking idiot. He got drunk, ran his car off into a ditch, got drunk again, stole a fire truck, took pictures of his pecker and sent it to all these females on the city council of Sand Lake, Michigan. I have all of it. They tried to bring it up as a complaint. He wrote an apologetic letter saying that he did it on accident. It was written up in the paper. You can Google it, look it up. It's there for you to find. But here's Darleaf. Now, the ironic thing about Darleaf is that he won his sheriff's office the same way that Tom Norton lost the last time he ran, because the previous sheriff of Berry County got intoxicated and ran himself off into a ditch. I can't make this shit up. I spoke on one day on the way to Rocha's house in Portage to Dar on the phone. He acted like he never even knew who Jon Rocha was. He wanted to know my information that I had on Tom Norton, which I wasn't going to share everything with him. What campaign manager would do that? I mean, I get people who call me all the time going, hey, what do you have on this? I'm not going to tell you shit. When I'm ready to unload it, it's going to be to the benefit of the people that I'm helping, right? On September 10th, he has this fundraiser, and he doesn't explain to anybody there that he's about to run for state. The only people that know is that he told me on August 6th that he, in Orlando, Florida, that he has been approached about running for state. Who was he approached by? Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Oh, not really. So fast forward. October, he files. He pulls out after I have let him go. He's held a fundraiser on September 10th. He's raised $8,000 to $10,000. October, he files, and you can go look up the FEC report. Or excuse me, not the FEC report, the Secretary of State's office. It's already there. I've already screenshotted it, so they can't fix this. And he files that he's living in Portage, and he's running for he's running for state office. He drops $7,000 into his account. The very next person that donates to him is Matt Maddock, the husband of Mashawn, right? He gives him $500. No big deal. The next person that gives him money is this frog-eyed fuck. That's right. Michael Farage gives him $250. I'm going to talk more about him in another episode because I got him where he doesn't know. He runs Americans for Prosperity bullshit, something in Grand Rapids. It's a joke. And then on his off time, if you look at his Facebook page or any of his social media, he's taking skimpy pictures of all these girls and putting them on a catalog, and half of them have no fucking teeth. Back to Rocha. So now Rocha is starting in 87, Kalamazoo County, right, where he lives, at the address in Portage. Now there's rumblings of him moving to run in districts, the new district 78. So the redistricting committee comes out with their report, and they decide to go with one set of maps, the Hickory map. And here's Rocha, within hours of them releasing this, he does a Facebook live or a Facebook video explaining to people why he's going to run in District 78, and they're going to run somebody from the establishment. Listen here, motherfucker. You are the establishment. Jon Rocha, you became the establishment once you begin to hold hands with this cockeyed blankety blank. You see, everything is coming out about Michon Maddock. Nobody wants to listen to it. You can hear the audio for yourself. Shout out to the Detroit Free Press. And my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. CNN for releasing. She throws Donald Trump under the bus, and he has hitched his wagon to her. You say, Adam, you don't have no proof that he's hitched his wagon to her. Really? I had started to receive messages. Here's one. The blue is the person texting Rocha on Facebook, and it reads, is Michon your ally? The white goes, yes, she's a huge ally. Hey, and Matt. The person responds, she won't be able to help you in the primary. Then Jon Rocha says exactly what I've been telling you for the last 2 months or month. Ben Whitmer is my advisor. Uh-oh. So this person says, why aren't you running in Kalamazoo County, where you are actually registered and you have filed for District 87? Here's what he says. I don't want to live in Kalamazoo. It's a bad spot. The shootings, the crime. I've been trying to move to Kent for a while. Now listen here. This is very important. My work with this forensic audit bill, lots of FaceTime. Remember the conversation I just told you about that I had with him on August 6th in Orlando, throughout the state. DePerno, Matt DePerno, and Caramo, Christina Caramo, both told Trump they liked me when they were asked. Ben Whitmer, again, is my advisor. Michon and Matt are good friends of mine. Are you listening? Are you watching? You better be sharing this shit. I am a part of a group of patriots. They're helping to get elected. The person comes back and says, wait, Michon is trying to help you get elected? Rocha himself says, yes, she's helping a, all caps, lot of patriots. I called the DePerno campaign. I messaged them, then I called, or we had a phone conversation. When I showed them this message from Rocha, here's what they said to me, and I'm going to make this brief, because Matt DePerno did the Trump endorsement the right way. He did it the right way. It pissed off Michon because Tom Leonard wasn't going to get it. And with everything that's going on next month at the big event in February, the convention in Michigan, I was told point blank that this statement that Rocha made is absolutely 100% non-factual. DePerno never told Trump anything about Rocha at all. Zero. See what he said again. My work with the forensic audit bill, he told me he was going to make money off of it. Lots of FaceTime throughout the state. DePerno and Caramo both told Caramo, that they liked me when they were asked. Ben Whitmer is my advisor. Michon Maddock and Matt Maddock are good friends of mine. Uh-oh. He's starting to turn. So then they ask, do you own a home? Do you actually own a home in District 78? Uh-oh. Here's Rocha. Nope, I don't own a home in Hastings. What? I've been working with a couple landlords, his Uncle Joe, to get in the area. He's trying to say I lived before in, and is it Delton and Lake Dostert? For 5 years. I'm familiar with Hastings, yada. The person says you filed as living in Kalamazoo County. Here's what Rocha says. Yes, for the 87th district. So he's went from running as the 6th district against Fred Upton, United States Congress, which is where I was trying to help him defeat Fred Upton. And I let him go on August 6th in Orlando. And here he goes, yeah, I filed at the 87th. When you file, you must file the physical address you're at when you do. That's that address. He's talking about the Portage address. Are you paying attention yet? Pay attention. Then this person actually asked, so how are you getting the Trump endorsement? Rocha responds, the Matic Leadership Fund is helping lots of grassroots leaders in helping beat past the establishment. Are you freaking kidding me? Rocha just told on himself. Why in the hell would Rocha move? First of all, Rocha is starting to remind me of another politician in Michigan that I'm not going to name her name, but she's ran for about every damn office there is in like 6 months. I don't know how you do that without getting your ass thrown in jail. I don't know. I mean, if I try to do that, the feds would be blowing down my doors right now. Right? So why did Rocha start out running against Fred Upton Jr.? Then he backs out when he gets hooked up with Ben Whitmer, Mashawn Maddock. But who introduced him to Matt and Mashawn Maddock? Who told him that this was a good idea? Because the entire time that I was with him, I told him, I said, John, you've got to stay away from Mashawn. She's bad news. She's not a true patriot. She's not a grassroots organ. She's an absolute, and she's a fuckstick. Listen, this has all been proved in the audio that's came out this last week. There's more to come. I'm hearing this next week. Mashawn's in deep shit. The MIGOP under Ron Weiser is in deep shit. They ran as a tandem, Mashawn and Ron. So why is he wanting really to move into that district and be a carpetbagger, leaving Portage, Michigan? I keep saying Missouri. I know I do. Michigan. And moving all the way to quote unquote Hastings, where he doesn't own a home. He says it right here. No, I don't own a home in Hastings. I've been working with a couple landlords to get in the area. Blah, 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 blah. I'm registered in 87. That's what he said. But then he goes and says, I've been trying to move to Kent County for over a year to be closer to the Patriots in the country, like, Angela Rigas. What? When I lost my job due to COVID, that went on hiatus. Hold the phone, this person says to Rocha. You are unemployed and moving to 78th to run? ? I want to be near Angela. I want to be near Angela. Jon Rocha just told on himself and lied 15,000 times in all these messages. I don't know if he got too drunk and started messaging this person. I don't know if he just is dumb as hell. That's what we have found out, basically, when he was a part of what we were doing. Look who he's standing with. Stand Up Michigan. Who did I tell you that he was trashing in the 9th district? When I had him sit in a vehicle with Audra Johnson, and they were talking about bringing the Patriots together because fights were breaking out between Republicans and Patriots in Lansing. This is what Mashawn and Ron wanted. Sow dissension. This is what Angela Regas wanted. Angela Regas has been known to stay at Michonne and Matt's house for days on end. You can go through all their social media, and if I had to show all the pictures today, right now, my God, it'd take me 5 fucking hours to show all the pictures. And I've got one question. Every single picture that I see Angela in, I see Jon in. Every single picture that I see Jon in, I see Angela in. I mean, if it keeps going at this rate and they get elected, right? If it keeps going, what are we going to be looking at? What are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at a place where it reminds me of this one couple, and I can't put my finger on it. But before too long, if you see any, I mean, we're going to be looking at Angela and Jon so long that this is what they're going to look like in 30 years. Yep. There's Jon and there's Angela 30 years from now, right there in Michigan. I'm showing all of this to show you this. Now I want you to listen close because my phone's now starting to go off. I'll piss somebody off, right? Here's Jon and Angela 30 years from now. He says DePerno spoke on his behalf to Trump. I spoke to the DePerno campaign. They did it right. Matt DePerno has worked his ass off in Michigan. He deserves next month for all of the delegates to make sure that he is the Republican nominee for Attorney General. Tom Leonard is in deep shit with this Chatfield. He's in deep shit with the 70. I mean, there's so much money floating around. I sit right next to Tom Leonard at Ted Nugent's house when Ted called all of these people together. I'm going to show it to you right now. As a matter of fact, here it is. Here's a picture, a group picture. Now, all the people that I circled in green, they're fucking idiots. There's Rocha. There's Mike Detmer. There's Regas behind her. Nobody can see. Jack Coleman. And that half circle is the guy who sends pictures of his pecker to everybody, Tom Norton. Sad day of affairs. Now, here's what I want to talk to you about. On that day that Ted Nugent endorsed Angela Regas and Rocha, he was running in the 6th district as a United States House run against Fred Upton. Then he moved to the 87th state run. He left that race. Moved to the 87th state run where he didn't like it. Don't like the crime. Don't like the shooting. You know what happened? Ben Whitmore said, you'll probably run unopposed if you go to 78. Rocha received the quote-unquote Trump endorsement in the 87th in Kalamazoo County. Not an hour and 20 to 30 minutes north in Hastings in 78. So all of these endorsements that Rocha's talking about, it doesn't mean anything. Now listen, I'm fixing to pull all this together. Rocha did an interview with The Big Show, right? Let me make sure I got the name of this right. You're going to see it online here. I want you to listen very, very close. Very close. Listen to what Rocha says. I'm going to play it probably twice. Listen.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I do myriad things. Manufacturing is what I generally do. That's my background. That's where I'm from. Obviously, the Marine Corps, but manufacturing is my blood. So, director of operations for manufacturing companies. That's pretty much my line.
Where do you live?
I live in Hastings.
What? This was just this last week. Shout out to The Big Show. They do a great job in Michigan. Awesome show. Great questioning. I want you to listen to this again. He says what the guy literally asked him, what do you do for a living? Now, I want you to look at what the top of the screen says on The Big Show. and then listen to what Rocha says.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I do myriad things. Manufacturing is what I
It
generally
says
do. That's my
Michigan
background.
87th
That's where I'm
House
from.
District.
Obviously, the Marine Corps. But manufacturing is my blood. So
Jon
director of
Rocha,
operations
candidate for Michigan 87th
manufacturing
House
companies,
District.
That's
Hold on. Do you just see that? It says Jon Rocha, candidate for, because they had to, the reason they put that on there is because they had to put the truth, right? But listen to what he says again. One more time. I want you to listen.
What do you do for a living?
well, I do myriad things. Manufacturing is what I generally do. That's my background. That's where I'm from. Obviously, the Marine Corps. But manufacturing is my blood. So director of operations for manufacturing companies. That's pretty much my line.
Where do you live?
I live in Hastings.
Bullshit. Remember what I just showed you? No, I don't own a home in Hastings. I've been working with a few landlords to get in the area. Jon Rocha is a liar. He's learned how to be a master manipulator. Who? From Angela Regas, who introduced him to, oh yeah, Mashawn Maddox. Now, did you hear the part of what I want to play this? God, I got to do this one more time. Jesus help me. I know everybody's tired of hearing, but listen real close. Just listen to when he asks him, what do you do for a living? Listen to all the, it's like a one-legged cat trying to bury shit in a frozen pond. He don't know what to fucking say.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I do myriad things. Manufacturing is what I generally do. That's my background. That's where I'm from. Obviously, the Marine Corps.
Marine Corps.
So director of operations for manufacturing companies.
Director of operations for manufacturing.
Pretty much my line.
Yeah,
where do you live?
Where the fuck do you live at? Huh? You live in Portage. I've been to your house 20 times. I know where you live. You live with your brother. You were on unemployment for at least a year. You didn't report the $10,000 that Marnela gave you to the unemployment office. Who helped you do that? Ben Whitmore and Matt Maddox, right? Really? I'm wrong? Then why, when I found out about Mashawn offering Audra the pay-for-play scheme and Ben Whitmore actually texting it to me, three minutes later, this guy calls me. Haven't heard from him in months. Actually, since I had left Florida. John Smith, 3-time felon, can't vote, can't hold a gun. What? The last time I was with John, he spoke Hillsdale County Republicans. On September 10th, he had a fundraiser in Allegan County for United States House Run with Berry County Sheriff Dar Leaf. Now, this is what really got me, and this should just set everybody off, and you want to pay very close attention and share this video for this part right here. When this person messaging John, now you just heard what he said on the video. What do you do for a living? Oh, we should have an opening for that. We should dance around this conversation like we don't know what we're talking about. Hold the phone. You're unemployed and moving to the 78th? Yeah, I'm the new veterans case manager for the Berry County Mental Health Association in Hastings. Get a good look. I'm the new veterans case manager for the Berry County Mental Health Association in Hastings. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I do myriad things. Manufacturing is what I generally do. That's my background. That's where I'm from. Obviously, the Marine Corps. But manufacturing is my blood. So direct.
I don't know that mental health has anything to do with fucking manufacturing. What? I mean, can we do this one more time to where we see exactly? I got a job, and I'm the new veterans case manager for the BCMHA, the Berry County Mental Health Association in Hastings. Wait a minute, John. That's not just 2 days ago you were on the radio.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I do myriad things. Manufacturing is what I generally do. That's my background. That's where I'm from. Obviously, the Marine Corps, but manufacturing is my blood. So, director of operations for manufacturing companies. That's pretty much my line.
I never thought I would meet. What's the deal with all the Johns? Jon Rocha, right? John Clore, felon, 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 felon. John Smith, felon, triple, child support, theft, felony. Why are they all hanging around Michonne? Because Michonne and Matt are Jon Rocha's ally. Michonne threw President Trump under the bus multiple times. And I'm going to have another show in the coming weeks, days that will... I got more audio on Michonne. The audio that you heard is from that Detroit article was, damning, but not much. Here's where he says that Matt DePerno spoke up on his behalf to President Trump to help him get endorsed. Bullshit. I personally spoke today to the DePerno campaign, and they said nada. True story. Zero. Matt DePerno's a good man. He did the Trump, him and Christina both did the endorsement correctly. Correctly. There's pictures of them with Trump all over the internet. Jon Rocha has never spoke to President Trump. Let me go back to this picture. This is at Ted Nugent's house. Everybody in the damn green circle, there's two of them right there behind Angela with Coleman. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those idiots have never once spoken to President Trump. They don't have a picture with Trump. They don't have a picture with Trump endorsed. They've never been to Mar-a-Lago. None of them. So Rocha gets on a radio, the big show in Michigan, and he flat fucking lies again. So he's gone from the 6th district of running United States House. We dropped him. I did personally. I dropped him because I saw what was coming. It doesn't take listen, this is bad. Something's wrong with this dude's mind. Something's wrong. Something wrong. Can't do it. Can't win like that. Singletary said. Angela Regas, Jon Rocha, 30 years. But I got a job, Rocha says, as the veteran case manager for the Berry County Mental Health Association, the BCMHA in Hastings. Well, guess what? We called Wednesday, huh? Thursday, huh? Friday, huh? And nobody has ever heard of Jon Rocha at this facility. Now, I'm sure they're all going to see this live and they're going to pull their shit together and call everybody they know. And tomorrow morning, somebody's going to call Monday and say, hey, I need to know who Jon. Hell yeah, he's the director of the all veterans in the state. He's the director. God help us. Wednesday, call Jon Rocha. They never heard that dude. Thursday, call Jon Rocha. They never heard that dude. Friday, Jon Rocha. Yeah, I ain't ever heard of that dude. But I got it. I'm the veterans case manager. But beyond that.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I do myriad of things, but manufacturing is what I generally do. That's my background. That's where I'm from. Obviously, the Marine Corps, but manufacturing is my blood. So, director of operations for manufacturing companies. That's pretty much my line.
Bullshit. Jon Rocha is a liar. He's been trying to fool the people of Michigan way too long. I cannot stand it. I can't take it. He broke I wasn't even going to go down this road, but people are reaching out to me, and now all of a sudden I'm getting messages from other females with Jon Rocha. I'm getting I'm talking about they're coming in the waves, and they're all off Facebook where he did not think for himself, oh my God, somebody might screenshot this shit and actually say something about me that is true, and it could get leaked because I'm a part of a
You will
Sean.
fail at some point in your life. Accept it.
I'll be back.
You will lose. You will embarrass yourself.
4 minutes.
You will suck at something. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. Fail big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. And they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. Simple goals, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. Remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything except my faith. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. This is what I mean. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before. Because taking risk is not just about going for a job. It's also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and to ideas. The chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. So imagine you're on your deathbed And standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential, the ghost of the ideas you never acted on, the ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? Anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
Man, what an awesome message. We're having a good time right here on Political Idiots. Welcome back. I'm the biggest political idiot ever.
If you want to sell online, make sure you stand
You
out.
want to sell online. Talking about Rocha. Whew, everything trying to get put together in the new office. Hey, I just saw where Tampa's getting their ass kicked by LA. Whew. Man, a lot today. I ain't even went through the comments. 242 so far. My God, what everybody's saying. You better be paying attention. I bring the receipts. Brassfield's bringing the heat. I don't mess around. Welcome to all of the people that are listening on all 30 platforms: Spotify, Apple, Google, 20 plus more. If you're watching live on Facebook or on Twitter, you may be watching live on our new Google channel. I doubt it, because there's so much paperwork we got to fill out about, I don't know. I'm leaving it to the people who are helping me produce this. I'm not going to produce a show every day, all right? But when we do, it's going to be during the day, not at night. We've pretty much kind of come to a consensus on that. We got the green screen behind us. The lighting kit is coming. There's new cameras coming in this week. So I'm excited. I mean, you guys ought to be excited because this show is going to be the bomb. We're going to have a good time. We're going to dance around. Hey, have a drink. It's playoff Sunday. All right, here we go. Back to the subject. I just covered for you just about everything. If you haven't paid attention yet, you're not understanding what Mashawn Maddock and Matt Maddock and the MIGOP in Michigan are doing. It's sad. It's disgusting. But Jon Rocha and Angela Regas are in the middle of this with Stand Up Michigan. Tammy Clark. What's that girl? And I'm going to ask her. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to start asking some of these people who hate my guts and think that I'm, that person right there, political idiot, to come on the show and debate with me. And I will have a sane conversation with them. But I mean, Rocha's getting endorsed by everybody but people in District 78. He's lived there for he ain't even lived there, not even 5 seconds. His postcards went out from a P.O. box, right? Which is pretty common in political spectrums. But he just told you, I don't own a home in Hastings. His filing told you. His filing alone told you that he filed in Portage. Why did he do that? Why did he do that? If you understand anything about what's going on, is that they're trying to manipulate you into thinking that you are, as a voter, are stupid. This is what Mashawn Maddock is doing. This is what the chairman, I don't know if you watch this or not, but the chairman of the Macomb County GOP did his live the other night, and man, I had tears in my eyes when I watched it. The Patriots are going to have to start standing up and speaking up. You can't let somebody like me from Missouri just be on, loudspeaker for you, Michigan, until it's all over and said and done. I can give you the receipts. I can show you the damn proof. But what I can't do is I cannot actually get up like you can, walk to the ballot box, and vote these motherfuckers out of here. I can't do it. You've got to. Why the hell are we having a 2A event in Macomb County, the third largest populace in the state of Detroit, and being emceed by a 3-time felon, 2-time for beating the living shit out of 2 women? Why are we having that? Why is the host of the event, Rob Rodriguez, never been investigated? Guess what? It didn't take my team very long, and we found him all the way back to where Florida, where Clore was at. We called Miami-Dade, and they asked us where Rob Rodriguez was. I'm like, shit, I don't know where he's at right now, but I know where he's going to be. Guess who didn't show up on Saturday? Because he was sick. A 2A event in Macomb County is taking place talking about Second Amendment rights, and it's hosted by a dipshit who's a 3-time felon, 2 times for domestic assault, felony assault against women. And people still came and spoke. Thank God for the people who backed out. I'm going to tell you something. Last time I talked on this show, I told you, I called somebody running for governor. His name's Ryan Kelly. I spoke to him at length and told him, don't show up at that event. That event is being hosted by a 3-time felon. I told him the whole story. A motherfucker that's on the damn panel that's speaking is a felon. You can't be doing this. Ryan Kelly hung up the phone on me. Now, I know this is going to hurt a lot of your feelings. I'm sorry. Politics have a way of showing themselves. You either listen or you turn your head. The people who turn their head, they never get the truth. They never get the truth. Here's Rocha's filing right here. Now, I'm going to leave this on the screen for just a second so you can read everything. Look at the address. I'll tell you what you do. You see this address where it says the committee address down there, 3 to the bottom? Shumway, Portage, Michigan. I'll tell you what, Google map that address. Google map that address and show it and pull up the street view. It'll show you exactly where Rocha's living right now. I'm going to leave this on the screen for about another 10 seconds. So make sure you're watching. You can rewind this to look. But this is his committee form for state. Jon Rocha has literally registered for 3 different offices in 11 months. In 11 months. And he goes on the big show and he says,
What do you do for a living?
Well, I do myro things. Manufacturing is what I generally do. That's my background. That's where I'm from. Obviously, the Marine Corps, but manufacturing is my blood. So, director of operations for manufacturing companies. That's pretty much my line.
Where do you live?
I live in Hastings.
Bullshit. Right there. Oh my God. What do we do in Michigan? What are we allowing these people? These anti-Trump, they're acting like they're pro-Trump. This is not a war against Trump. This is a war for Trump. We are not doing this because we do not like Trump. We are doing this because we're looking out for Trump when he cannot be on the ground. I'm on the ground in Michigan a lot. I leave Missouri. I leave my family. I leave my sons. I leave a lot behind to come to Michigan and help these candidates fight because I know that battleground state means a lot to what happens in future elections. That's why my cufflinks can't even fucking they say B on it. You ask anybody in Michigan who knows me, the reason why my cufflinks say B. Stands for boss. This woman's got to go. She's lying to Trump. She's lying to you. And she's a part of one of the biggest scams in the history of Michigan politics, other than Mitt Romney's daddy. So here's what I want to tell you, and I'm going to leave you with this. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. Oh, I want to move close to Regis. I need to be close to Regis. I want to be close to Regis. I want to be there with Regis so we can grow old together just like that. There's Rocha and Regis, 30 years. Here's the people who he's hanging around. Felon. Dumbass. He already knew. Moron, needs to go. Allies with Michonne and Matt. Oh, yeah. How'd he get his Trump endorsement? Hey, the Matic leadership. But just in case you were wondering, Matt DePerno and Christina Caramo vouched for me. I can tell you that's bullshit. Where do you live? Hastings. I don't own a home in Hastings. Who do you hang around with? Stand Up Michigan. You know, they always say that you only keep people that are around you that are like the closest people to you. You know what I'm saying? In other words, these people are your confidants. How many felons can I get in one picture? John acts like he's a gangster. What? There's Jon Rocha, John Clore, John Smith. A liar who's ran, this is ironic. A liar who's ran in 3 different districts so far in 9 months, 10 months. A triple felon 3 times. And right behind him with his hat turned backwards, another triple felon 3 times. I mean, this is kind of like, okay, you know how much John Clore means to me. John Clore means the world to me. Literally, I feel so sorry for him. I cry for him. Bullshit. Michonne's Christmas party. John Clore, Jon Rocha, Rachel the idiot, and Regis the moron. Anything else you want to know? If you're not in the comments right now, I'm going to post a comment real quick. Hang on. Ask me anything. I just posted Ask Me Anything. You see, people, oh God, people call me all the time. They're like, can you go live? Can you do this? Can you do that? You're tearing it up. Anybody have any questions? I choked on my own laugh. I've done that a lot. It is not good. Now, I want to say something. I've got something coming in the near future about Rob Rodriguez and this 2A Patriot in Michigan. I want you to know that for all the people who have reached out to me, thank you so much. But I have to make sure I can confirm everything like I'm doing today and make sure that I put this all in a place to where we all understand that the receipts are there. The Red Glasses Society. Hey, listen. We have got to do away with these idiots. They're all connected. You'll see. I mean, if you go back and watch my first live to where we came back now, and I wasn't even out. Listen, this is the truth. I was going to literally just walk away into the sunset. And my phone starts ringing and people are begging. My messages start going off. People are begging, hey, can you do this? I'm not one to turn something when somebody's in trouble. I want to help. Okay. I want to help. I don't need the attention. I've been doing this for fucking years. All right. I've spoken all over the country at NRA events, at Ducks Unlimited banquets, at Delta Waterfowl banquets. I stop it. All you got to do is Google my name and you'll find that shit out. Okay. But when I was approached by a company to do a show like this, again, from what I used to do, I really didn't want to do it. Then I saw everything that my sons will go through when they... Hang on. I got questions coming in. Red wants to know if I have anything on him. She wants to know on Sean Trujillo. No, but we can look. I mean, that's just another... I love Anthony Simler's comment. I just choked on my laugh. I don't know why I keep doing that. Because I'm getting ready to wind this down. Matter of fact, you know what? Bob Blackmore, real quick. Blackmore, sorry. What's your take on the April convention? Can legitimate candidates have any chance with Weiser, Magnet, Grott running in the vote? Bob, I'll be honest with you. I don't think they can. You know, if you listen to the Macomb County, chair and that guy right there, when I come back to Michigan, I want to shake his hand. Seriously, I don't care what I got to do. I want to shake his hand. That man told the truth. And he's so humble. And he's so nice. I mean, it's just one of those things where my heart breaks because it's like, okay, we can't understand. If this guy can understand it and everybody else can't. Let's go to some more comments real quick while the music plays. No, Bob, I don't believe that. Is it April convention or February? I thought the convention was in I'm going to throw Bob's comment up here real quick. You see it at the bottom. What's your take on the April convention? I thought the convention was in February. It must be in April. Can legitimate candidates have a chance with the Weiser, Maddox, Grott running the vote? I say no, Bob. I say no. I told that to the DePerno campaign earlier. Matt DePerno and Christina Caramo deserve every single vote at that convention. And if anybody had a brain in their head, they would say that Michonne and Ron have got to go. See ya. Adios. No, it's not COVID. Anybody else got a question? John Kurt. Swingers? What? Hand count for delegates. The vote's rigged, Audra says. Look here, you better ask me a question. I'm getting ready to wrap this up. All right, so they're asking me to unite delegates right now. If you're watching this program and you're a Michigan delegate, let's unite right now. you're going to go to that convention. If you are a delegate, a precinct delegate, right? Okay. And you're going to the convention, and I thought it was in February, but Bob says it's in April. If you're going to that, I want you to unite right now. Let's do it. Boom. Let's do it right here. Let's just say, no, we're going to vote in. You guys are going to vote in Matt DePerno, Attorney General, right? Yes. Yes, you are. You're going to do it. You're going to vote in Christina Caramo for the nomination for Secretary of, was it Secretary of State? Yeah. Beautiful lady. I heard her speak one time at District 9 when I took Rocha and Audra Johnson there near Detroit back in 2021. I donated to her campaign. I looked at Audra and I said, that woman right there is going to win. Jill says that you have to be vaccinated to go. Is that what I'm understanding you're saying, Jill? State delegates. That okay. Everybody contact Mel. You see her in the comments. Get on board. She'll get everybody together before the convention. Michigan's so fucked up. God. Let's get everybody together. You're welcome, Bob. I will keep the heat on them. Ain't nobody going to. Hey, listen, let me go ahead and tell you, if you're watching this program right now, Political Idiots, and you think you're going to come get me, you better ask a few people in Michigan who know me. I ain't scared of you, Jack. It's so sad. Anybody else have any other questions before I end this afternoon's program? I'm ready to watch some football. Anthony says Audra's awesome. Jill says, where do I live? I live in Missouri, Jill. But I'm a campaign manager and senior advisor for several candidates all across the United States. I have been for 18 years. What are we getting at here? I don't understand. You're welcome, Red. CJ. You people in Michigan, huh? I don't know what Jill. Can somebody help me with this lady? I don't even know what she's talking about. All right. Well, hey, what an awesome program today. An hour and 18 minutes in. I'm trying to answer everybody. I just want to give a shout out. I love you all. Yeah. Bingo. Hey, listen. I got balls the size of an elephant, and they're brass. Because my name is Brassfield. I'm sorry if my language offended anybody today. Just who God made me, right? Yeah. You're welcome, John. Let's get after it. Michigan, you got to start not listening just to me. Throw me out of the water. Hey, look, throw this thing out of the water. Now you guys got to take this information and run. Share this video all over the place that you know. I just showed you everything you needed to know. Jon Rocha is a fraud. Right? Angela Regas is a fraud. I got the next show with, hey, boy, you don't want to be Angela Regas. You don't want to be. Oh, by the way, hold on. Let me stop the music. I want everybody to tune in real quick. Hey, everybody, real quick. Tell everybody to come back. I got something I want to share with you that I'm going to talk about in the next episode that I did not say. I need everybody to come back. Go tell everybody to come back real quick right now. This is very important. It's going to be a short statement. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I need everybody to come back. This is so important because this is going to show you how Michigan politics work. I swear to God, this is so. I forgot to cover it a minute ago. I'm sorry. I just looked down at the paper and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. And it's hard because there's so many lights. I didn't realize how many. This is not. I mean, you can see the changing of the data. Everything is moving. We got cameras coming in this week. We got. Oh, that's a green screen. Ow! This chair. It sucks. But I need everybody to come back. Get everybody in here because here's what I'm going to say. Who were your other candidates that you helped get elected? Jill, what's wrong with you? Are you a nun? Oh, that's your last name. I'm sorry. When did I go? Okay, I'm going to let you guys handle that. Listen, this is very important. This is about Steve Cara. I'm going to say that. We're going to give you just another minute here real quick while we're talking about that. Hey, listen. Oh, God. The idiots that helped me. We all suck. We know this show sucks. We suck. I'm going to throw this up on here real quick. It says beer for my... God, we got to get this fucking fixed. It says... You can see where it says beer for my horses. Yeah. All right. These are the guys that help put the program together. Okay. These are the guys who they get the lighting put together. They're installing all the cameras. I'm going to have a co-host, not a co-host, but a kind of a douchebag that hangs out with me once we go. Hey, they put this new studio / green screen lights. We got stuff. I'm so sorry, but I have to do this for them while you're getting everybody in. This is how you can donate to them. Not to me. Not to me. I take no money for this show. Zero. None. Zero zilch. I actually pay out for this damn show, to be honest with you. So beer for my horses, my men, my morons. We all know we're a bunch of morons and political idiots. That's why we call our show that. But here's what I'm going to say real quick before I leave. And I want to say this with absolute certainty that you understand. And I'm going to make sure that we all hear each other correctly when I say this. Steve Cara, you remember that audio that I shared with you guys about Ken Crow? And it was about how Ken was calling to threatening him and in telling how he paid for the endorsement, some $50,000. Well, you know where I got that audio, right? I went to Steve and asked him to help out with another campaign. But he had an enemy that needed to be taken out, which is Ken Crow, and he gave me that audio. Now, I have audio right now as I speak of two candidates, actually three. The third one's a little bit, but the two are clear as a bell. Of Steve Cara asking for $1,000 donation to one, a $2,000 donation to another, in order to get the Young American for Liberty door knockers for their campaign. Now, I want you to hear what I just said, and I want you to share this back part of this video. And I'm talking directly to you, Steve, so you better fucking listen to me because I'm not playing. Steve Cara has called two candidates that I know of. Actually, he's called multiple ones, but these two I have an audio recording of Steve Cara offering 60 college kids from Young Americans for Liberty. Remember the conference that I fired Rocha from on August 6th in Orlando, Florida? Steve Cara is offering these candidates 60 plus kids one day to go and door knock. if they will donate $1,000 to $2,000 to $2,500 to Steve Carra's campaign running against Fred Upton. Here's what I'm telling you, Cara. You better shut it down. And if one single Yale student shows up in District 78, I am going to air that audio from those recordings. Don't mess with me. It's in 5 different locations, as always. I'm not stupid. All these people have it. Hey, don't I look good today? I'm loving this intermittent fasting thing. Seriously. I'm like skinny. I mean, from here to here. Skinnier than I was. Go back and look at the other videos. Cara, don't fuck with me. I love everybody. I'm getting ready to bounce. A few more comments. I got the receipts. I've got the audio. I've got it all. People just keep sending it to me. Keep sending it to me. Shout out to the people in Missouri, too. Shout out to the people in the state of Washington. Shout out to the people in South Carolina, in Florida, in Texas that are running right now. We've got, hey, listen, the guy who took us on a tour right before it was August the 3rd, I believe it was, or August the 4th, the guy who took us on a tour of the border when I was running Audra Johnson's campaign for United States House, he's running for United States House Rep in Del Rio. I'm going to be talking about him. I'm actually going to bring him on the program the next time I come. When will that happen? I don't know. Go enjoy football, everybody. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching. Share it all over Michigan. Whew. Again, thank you for everybody who's listening on the 30 platforms between Spotify, Apple iTunes, Apple Podcast, Google Play. Thanks for everybody that was watching live on Facebook, Twitter, and our YouTube channel who's not really doing so good right now because we're in the middle of a paperwork scandal. Hey, one more time. Jon Rocha, Angela Regas, 30 years. You guys go enjoy some football. God bless everybody. See you on this Sunday.